Hello students, as we have already completed first part of this lesson, History Standard 7, Tracing Changes Through a Thousand Years. Now today we are starting our part 2 of the same lesson. So with part 2 you will find first the title, New Social and Political Groups. First, it's a huge challenge for historians to study this 1,000 years, the period of these 1,000 years between 700 and 1750 CE. This challenge is just because of the large variety of developments that occurred during this period. The developments took place in number of fields, and those we will be learning just with the next part. So now you can see in this period new technologies also came, like Persian wheel in irrigation, the spinning wheel in weaving, and even firearms in combat. So we have number of new technologies, new techniques that grew over this period, like spinning wheel in irrigation, sorry, like Persian wheel in irrigation, the spinning wheel in weaving, and the firearms in combat. New foods and beverages also arrived, which were not the food habits or the part of culture in India, like potatoes, corns, chilies, tea, etc. So these all things were basically not the part of India. But now, with the people who came from outside India, they brought it with them, and then they also become the part of India. So as a result, you can find that number of things which arrived with the people, those all also became the part and parcel of our country. And that is the reason that we find economic, political, social, and cultural changes in our country. The people who came with them, they also brought their religion, their belief, their culture, their festivals, everything. So there became number of social and cultural groups in our country. During this time there was also great mobility, means people were moving here and there in search of opportunity. As our country held immense wealth, so people wanted to do something great for their fortune, and that's why people were moving from one place to another. So people who became part in this period, who became important in this period, they were Rajputs. The term Rajput has been derived from Rajputra. Rajputra means the son of a ruler. The son of a ruler was known as Rajput. It was not only that only the son of ruler would be known as Rajput, but even other people, like we will be coming soon back, not just the rulers, but the son of chieftains, even soldiers, and even commanders who served in armies, they all were known as Rajput. Ultimately, they termed them to Kshatriya caste. They claimed that they belonged to Kshatriya caste, and this term included many of the people like rulers, chieftains, soldiers, commanders who all served in armies. They were of the great loyalty, they had great sense of loyalty, code of conduct, extreme valor. These were the qualities of these people as described by their poets and bards. So they described them with great qualities. Other group which came during that time, that was Maratha, Sikh, Jat, they were the people. They also came, they also grew up during this period. So you can come to know that there are number of changes during the period of 700 to 1750 CE, and because of these all groups to study their all culture, their social customs, rituals, and that's why it becomes a huge challenge for historians to study about this period. These people also became very important by political means also. Throughout this period, there was a gradual clearing of forests to bring more and more land under agriculture. So forests were cleared for bringing more land under agriculture, and because of this, even there were changes in their habitat. Now, what is habitat? As you can see, that habitat refers to the environment of a region and the social and economic lifestyle of its residents. So it refers to the environment of people staying there, and this also started changing, and because of this change they were forced to move another places, means to migrate. Because of this, others started tilling their land and became peasants. These new peasants groups gradually began to be influenced by regional markets, chieftains, priests, monasteries, and temples. So they were forced to move and start tilling. They also became the part of these large complex societies and were required to pay taxes. So now the system of taxes was also introduced. Some possessed more productive land, others also kept cattle, and some combined artisanal work with agriculture. It means few people had more productive land, others also kept cattle along with agriculture. Some had also combined artisanal work along with agriculture. Means now there were different economical groups found in the society. Because of this, society became more differentiated. There were many differences among the people. So different people were grouped into jatis or subcaste. Because of these jatis and subcaste, ultimately they had now their own group, and these jatis framed their own rules and regulations. So these ranks were not fixed or framed permanently, but they also varied according to their power, influence, and resources. So these members belonged to different jatis, and these jatis had different power. They had their own influence in the society. These jatis were framed with on their rules and regulations by the elders of the assembly. So as it has been described in Jati Panchayat, so Jati Panchayat gives us idea as they have framed their own rules and regulations. Several villages were also governed by chieftain, and together they were of only one small unit of a state. So several villages also were formed, and they had their own chieftain to govern them. So this is the end of your part 2, and we will be starting with our next part by the next video, region and empire. Thank you.